That was actually amazing. I have never seen that plane before in my entire life, but can you unpack its significance for it being included in Microsoft Flight Sim?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's not at all surprising because the plane, it came out in 1937 and it was a civilian plane. It made a
Yeah.
famous flight from Berlin to New York. That was the goal, to have passengers in one go fly over the Atlantic. At the time, typically people flew in seaplanes and they had to take several stops. So this was the first one. And the reason why it could do that is it was very light for its size. It was only 17 tons and it had they had 4 great engines, lots of tanks, and it flew much higher than everybody else did. So typically planes at the time flew 1,500 meters altitude. This one flew 3,000. So you could go, the air is thinner, less resistant, so you can go much further. So it was a major step forward. However, obviously the war came and then the plane unfortunately just disappeared from the skies. But there's a really interesting story. In 1988, they actually found a wreckage. The plane was considered lost. They found a wreckage near Trondheim in Norway. They raised it, took 11 years till 1999. And it was not in good shape, let's put it this way. And then there was a group of volunteers, they call themselves the Condorians, that basically rebuilt the entire plane from scratch, basically, based on the pieces they found. And that was completed in 2021. And that plane is now visitable. You can see it in a museum in Berlin. And I'd followed that story. I called the museum. They allowed us to do a scan. And then we typically try to give something back, right, when we do these collaborations with museums. So I asked them, is there anything we can do to help you guys? And they said, hey, Jorg, there's a Swiss collector who spent his entire life collecting all the instruments for the Condor. And he had sort of built in his house a dashboard of the Condor. But the man was at a point in his life where he wanted to part with his collection. So Microsoft actually bought the collection from the collector, gave it to the museum in Berlin, and they integrated it into the Condor. So, we call it digital preservation, what we do in flight sim, right? And when we can connect that to the real world, where people do the real world preservation of planes, it's just one of the most awesome things, really, for us.
No, it's amazing that people are going to get to play that in game as well, and it really is art imitating life. But thank you so much for joining us. I know you're really busy, kind of getting the last bits for the update together, but you've got one cool announcement for everyone, don't you?
Yes. So World Update 18, the one we just talked about, is available right now. So the sky is calling. Go check it out in Microsoft Flight Simulator and download it today. And just in case you didn't know, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is releasing on November 19th.
And that's also going to be available on Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass for PC. So everyone get their hands on it. But Jorg, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you here next year in Cologne.
I will be there next year. Thank you so much. It's good to see you.
Thanks for talking to us. See ya.